Hey guys, Julie Saillant, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. This is for my life path number 9s. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. I am Julie Saillant. Let me fix this. I'm Julie Saillant. I'm a spiritual teacher. Let's just call it that. Spiritual teacher. I help people find their gifts, bring them into alignment, help them figure out exactly what they're here on planet Earth to do, what your soul purpose is. And here on this channel, we go by life path numbers, and you can find your life path number by adding up the month, day, and year that you were born. You take those 3 numbers and then you add them all up and then bring them down to the lowest number possible. And this is for life path number 9s. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to work with me, everything's in the description box below. And I'm also an animal communicator, so I love helping you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to comment, because I always read the comments and I respond back as well. So thank you so much. So for the 9s, you guys are the humanitarians, and you are here to help people remember all their good traits, why they're here, and to show the world that you're shining your light as bright as possible. And you sometimes get stuck when, you're a source of kindness and compassion to others. But you do get stuck when you get taken advantage of. And this happens to a lot of my numbers, right? You're very skilled in the arts. You love doing creative things. You love serving others. You're an overachiever, right? And you're very artistic. You like to be very balanced, right? But you can have difficulty when your shadow lies in how you use your experiences to form expectations of others around you. So in other words, your idealism and your expectations can be suffocating for others. That's just one of your shadow aspects. You have a lot of great aspects about you, but that's just one of the shadow sides. But what I wanted to talk about today for you is when you attach how good you are or how good you feel about yourself with what you're putting out into the world. In other words, your value is determined by the things that you own, the things that you have, and the things that you do, right? People, places, and things. In other words, you've got that amazing car, or you've got a business and you've got 25 people working for you, and that's all really good. And it's great to have goals, right? And everybody wants to be successful. But when you attach too much of yourself to those goals, that's when things become tricky for you, because you're the humanitarian and you're very kind, you're very loving, you're always wanting to help other people, you want to shine your light, and you're the person that puts themselves out there as, listen, I'm going to help everybody by shining my light as much as possible, which is amazing. But the problem becomes when you reach your goals and then you have something and then you attach too much of you to that thing, right? That's when there's issues around what you do, because you're the humanitarian, right? So you were built to help others in a way where you don't have to show any of that stuff. So kind of what I wanted to talk about today was, how can we get to that place where, yes, you're achieving your goals, yes, you feel good about yourself, yes, you have all those good things, but you're not caught up in them. In other words, the things don't own you, right? This is a very common trait. This happens to a lot of the numbers, right? Where we want something, we work for something, and that's all amazing, right? And then you get it, but then it almost takes over you, because you're so attached to it. Like, oh, look, I got this car and it's amazing, and that's awesome, right? But then when it becomes part of us and then it takes over to where we're nothing without that car, or that car's everything to me, or that's how I identify with how successful I am, when really that's not the truth of it. The truth of it is that you were just as successful before the car. You're just as successful driving a Honda, right, as a Lamborghini, because you really are. Now, you may not think of it that way, right? Because a lot of us don't. We've been conditioned to think, okay, the most expensive thing, right, versus something that's average or standard or even lower than, is lower than, right? So a Honda is not a Lamborghini. A Honda is not a BMW. A Honda is not an Audi. And the engineering and the design and the cost is not the same. It's not. The Honda's here, this is the Lamborghini, right? The Honda's here, this is the Bentley, in cost-wise, in what it offers, but that's all an illusion, right? Because what I'm trying to say to you is your value as a human does not change based on the car you drive or how much money you have in your bank account or the clothes that you wear. Now, you may feel better about yourself, and you probably do. Hey, I do, right? I do. When I don't have a lot of designer clothes, but when I wear really nice things, I feel good about myself. That's a good thing, right? But what I want you to do is be able to separate yourself and your value as a human being from these things so that these things don't own you. Because when that happens, now you're a slave to that thing, right? So in other words, no matter how much money's in your bank account, you are still a good person. You are still valuable, right? Your value as a human does not change because you drive a Lamborghini or go down because you drive a Honda. It doesn't. Or it'll go even farther if you have a Kia. Because if we base it all on money and status, which is what the TV does, what movies do, right? We've been conditioned to do in our culture. That's the trap that you fall into. And as a humanitarian, you guys are very sensitive to that. And somebody had written in and said this to me, and I thought, you know what, this really makes a lot of sense. My goal is to get you to the point where you don't care what you drive, right? You don't care what kind of clothes you wear because it doesn't detract, right, from how valuable you are. It's funny, my mother, there's this famous book called The Millionaire Next Door, which I actually haven't read. I think I glanced at it once, but my mother was all about that book for years. She told me about it, and she always told me, she said, you never know how much money someone has. Don't judge them by the way they dress or the car they drive, because the millionaires, a lot of them, some of them dress like in overalls or ripped jeans, right? They don't have to front. It's actually very true. Some of the people that are new to money or they've earned it and they're very much on, everything has looks-wise be perfect, right? They're very concerned with that. The people that are the ultra money, they don't care. It's almost like I have enough and I don't have to talk about it. Where the people that are kind of just attaining it, they talk about it all the time. Oh, it's all about money. Oh, did you see my new Ferrari? Oh, did you see how much money I have in the bank? Oh yeah, I just did this, I just did that. Really rich people that have had it for a long time or they were born into it, they don't even talk about it. They don't even like to talk about it. Because it's kind of like, it's just a given. It's kind of like, I've always had my gifts, as an example, right? Okay, so I've always been able to be intuitive. I've always been able to be empathic. I was born this way. So I don't have to say, I'm super intuitive, I'm super empathic, right? Whereas somebody who maybe just is coming into their gifts, they're just realizing, they're like, I'm really intuitive. And I'm like, that's awesome. But I've had this for so long, I don't have to do this. It's almost like you don't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. And so I want to unburden you with that shit. Like, because this was a big deal for me because I like nice things. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I like nice things. I love nice cars. I grew up, my dad was a car guy, and he always told me how it feels really good to have a clean car and a nice car. And always was how you presented yourself to the world is important. And it is. But that doesn't make you a better person. And it doesn't add value because you can't take it with you. And so if you have all that and then it's taken away from you, does that mean that you're less valuable? No. Because somebody who knows their strengths, if all of this was taken away from you, if you had money, if you had cars, whatever it is that was taken away from you, you can manifest it again. You can be like, I don't care. I can manifest this all over again. I can do it. That's knowing your value within yourself, right? Knowing that you are valuable and it doesn't matter if this gets taken away from you. Like, you can switch into a Honda tomorrow. Who cares? I drive a Honda. Who cares, right? So it's more about you valuing yourself as a human. And knowing it's okay to have nice things. It's okay to have goals. It's okay to drive nice cars. It's okay. But don't let it take you over to the point where it owns you. And as a humanitarian, I think you guys are very susceptible to that because you're sensitive, you're empathic, and you're a humanitarian. You know, you're kind, you're compassionate, you're loving. You lead people in that area that are not as kind as you are, that are not as compassionate as you are. You shine the light for them. Thank God for you guys, right? But when you are taken over, and by that, something like that, by the things that you own, anybody, that detracts from who you are, and then you lose your balance. And my goal is to have, no matter what's going on around you, that inside you're like, I'm fine, I'm cool, I got this. If this was taken away, I can make it over tomorrow. I can do it. I can manifest it. I'm strong. Does that make sense? So nothing owns you. That's the ultimate freedom. The ultimate freedom is not how much money you make, what kind of car you drive, what kind of purses you have. You know, just as a side note, just as a girl, I gotta tell you guys, I watch these videos of these influencers, right? And they talk about this Hermes bags, and it's like these bags are $40,000, $50,000, and they show them like, oh, I got this special bag, and it took so many weeks to get. They make it really hard to get them. You got to be a special client. It takes forever. They're $50,000, right? That's like half a house. And it's great if you can afford that, but I guess what I'm saying is like, is that really the be all and end all? I don't know. I'm thinking even if I had all that, I don't know if I'd get that. I don't think I'd get that because there was one influencer and I felt bad for her. She got robbed and they stole. She was an influencer, had a lot of bags. I can't even tell you how many she had, and hard to find ones. But she was good about it. She was kind of like, she made the video and she was like, yes, she was scared because they robbed her. They took her bags, but she was like, you know what? They don't define me. I can go get more. I can make more money. I can get more. They don't define me. I'm okay. And I thought, cool, right? That's the way to be. So the things we have don't own us, right? Because you're more valuable as a human being than anything. What's inside of you and what you want to project out into the world is more valuable than anything on this planet Earth. So I just wanted to encourage you today to just shine your light and be that compassionate, empathic, considerate person that you are. And if you do find yourself, maybe these things are owning you, take a step back and look at yourself because you're more valuable than anything. You as a human being are more valuable than anything that's around you, right? We can lose things. We can't lose you because you're not replaceable. I got a couple cards for you from the animal kingdom. And the first one is Porcupine Spirit. Time for a beginner mindset. Where are you? If what I've said today resonated with you, but you're still kind of thinking, well, I still love my Gucci. I still have my Louis Vuitton. Hey, I do too. But where is it defining you, right? Time for a beginner mindset. Time to start over and think about, you know what? I am valuable as a person, way more so than anything else that I have. What's in me is special, right? Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Where can you cooperate with Spirit and get downloads and change gears to really give back to the community, to really give back and really lead the way for others and shine your light? Spirit has a plan for you, but some of you need to tune in and meditate, and you're not doing that because you're so caught up and you're so busy and you've got so much stuff going on. I get it. But take some time to meditate. It will really help you. Get back to basics. Dove Spirit, be at peace. Be at peace with who you are. You're special. You're different. You're amazing. What's inside of you can never be replicated. And the world needs what you have. We all do. Be at peace with who you are and know that you are special and that everything that you do counts, right? Fox Spirit, think on your feet. A lot of you, they're telling me, are going through expansion, and a lot of you are being called forth to change gears and really get into, from the corporate world, maybe into something spiritually. And if that's you, it's time. It's time. You've been awakened for a reason. You're here for a reason. Your soul came here at this particular time to wake up and to help others. Think on your feet. Like foxes, they can survive anywhere. They're crafty, right? They're crafty. That's you. think on your feet. There's so much you can do. All you need to do is take out a sheet of paper and write down exactly some of the things that you can offer the world. I bet you'll be surprised. I bet you'll have a list a mile long. Static spirit, take the lead. You are who you are for a reason. You are the compassionate person, humanitarian for a reason. You are here to lead the rest of us with what you do and what you offer, right? And then the wombat spirit, be at home. Like, you are where you are for a reason. Don't push yourself so hard that you get overloaded and then you can't move forward. Because some of you, I know some of you, my clients or something, they get stuck, right? Because they try to move forward really quickly. It takes everything out of them, and then they kind of get stuck and then they can't move at all. So I hope this helped you guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm on your side. I'm here for you. If you want sessions with me, let me know. You can email me and we'll talk about it. And if you need an animal reading as well, all the information is below. Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.